It ain't that complex. It ain't rocket science. But when you start getting into the nuances of the things that you think matter when they really don't, those are all the whispers.
Welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show.
The majority of people major on minor things, and it's for this reason alone that most people seem to consistently lose at life. If you're one of these people, I've got the answer for you. Guys, welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show. This episode is literally about winning in life and how to avoid the noise and focus on the clarity that you need to dominate in business and in life. Now, this episode specifically came to me because I realized there's so much noise. And with the growth of noise from social media, from television, from video games, from feeling like you're missing out on everything. There's so many things taking your attention away from the things you need to do to better your life, your business, your health, your relationship. I think a lot of people are stuck on majoring in minor things. And so that is what this is about. Shouts and not the whispers. So let's get started. Now listen, if you want to win in business, right? If you want to win in life, make more money, have better relationships, and you got to figure out how to get past the noise. I believe there's a ton of noise out there that is designed to distract you from achieving your desired outcome in life. Now, not that anyone has any bad intentions. It's not there to distract you so that you are poor and broke and depressed and anxious. That's not why the noise is there. The noise is there because everyone's trying to make a buck. Everyone's trying to get your attention. And they know that if they can get your attention and they can keep your attention, they can either get more watch times or they can get more money from selling their product or services. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to have enough discipline to focus on the things that matter and avoid the noise. However, if there's too much noise, then you're screwed, right? And so with my coaching clients, when I mentor them, I always talk about focusing on the shouts and not the whispers in their business. But this also applies to your health and fitness as well. So what do we mean about whispers? Well, whispers are things like, for example, it's just noise, it's nuance, it's details that don't really matter. And the best example I can give you is when a coaching client of mine about 12 years ago, I said, look, you've got to start an email marketing you got to start an email list, and you're going to have to use some kind of email marketing platform, right? And he was like, well, all right, I know there's MailChimp out there and I know there's Constant Contact. Which one of those should I use? You know, I've been looking at delivery rates, open rates, click-through rates, which one of them, you know, was whitelisted, which one of them ends up in junk folders, etc. And it's hard to decide. And I was like, dude, what are you doing wasting weeks on a whisper? That is a whisper. Who cares whether it's MailChimp or Constant Contact, or now it might be, you know, Active Campaign or Klaviyo, right? Whatever the thing is, the platforms can change as technology changes, as delivery rates changes, as open rates change. What you need to do is start sending out emails. And he's like, holy crap, I get it, right? And too often we focus on the whispers, trying to find the nuances in things. Many, many years ago, someone came up to me and was like, hey man, I like your traps. You've got big traps. They came up to me in the gym and I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. They go, you know, I've been trying to grow my traps and I do this and I do that. I do the dumbbell shrugs to the front and I do the dumbbell shrugs when I keep my hands to my side. And I also do the Smith machine where the bar is behind my back. I do the Smith machine where it's in front of me. And someone told me I should try the barbell where it's like I'm 15 to 20% at an angle and, you know, have a 15, 20 degree angle and then doing the shrugs. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Just get heavy ass dumbbells and shrug every other day. Those muscles grow quick, and get heavy ass dumbbells and shrug 4 or 5 sets every other day and you will grow your traps. But he was spending so much time researching on the whispers, he wasn't doing the shout. What is the shout for big traps? Get heavy ass weights and start shrugging. That's it, right? And so many times in life, you find yourself focusing on those trivial things, the whispers. And I don't know, I think sometimes it might be a way of distracting yourself from the realities of life. right? Because maybe you're afraid to launch your health and fitness journey. Maybe you're afraid to get to that next level of success and financial freedom in your business. Maybe you don't believe that you deserve a happy and lasting relationship. And so you keep working on these little trivial side things instead of just being a decent human, showing up, being consistent, going on consistent date nights. Like those are the shouts, right? And so if you're not doing the shouts, man, you are missing out. And again, I have to tell you that in life, the distractions are in the millions. And those are the whispers. I mean, think how many Epstein Trump, Biden, Kamala Harris, Israel, Iran, Palestine. And that's just on the political front, right? Just think how many distractions there are just on the political front. And then when you talk about the economic front, right? You've got cryptocurrency, you've got the stock market crashing, the dollar is declining, all right? Then you've got on the human interest side, you've got crime everywhere, Second Amendment rights, and who's going to be president and what's going to happen. All those things matter. But what matters most right now are the shouts in your life, because all those things really are whispers. Like, exactly what influence do you and I have on getting the Epstein list out? I think it should be released. They said they were going to release it. I certainly hope they release it. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to dwell on that and leave comments and posts and get so caught up in that whirlwind of Epstein files, what I'm doing is I'm majoring in the minor things, using it as a distraction to escape the realities of my life, which is I've got to grow my business, I've got to maintain healthy relationships, and I've got to take care of my body and my mental health, right? Guys, quick interruption to the Bedros Keuilian Show. If you are into having better health and you want more energy, if you want to have a stronger immune system so you don't get sick as much, and you want to fight off inflammation in your gut and in your joints, then the new and improved Truly Wellness Shot is for you. This is the best, newest version that we've ever created. It is packed with vitamin C, vitamin D, ginger, turmeric, zinc, B12, sodium, potassium, magnesium, astragalus, and echinacea. It is there to help you get more healthy. It is there to give you more energy. It is there to give you immune support and to help fight off inflammation throughout your body so that you can go dominate your day. I want you to try this, a 30-day supply for 50% off. Just go to trulean.com, use my code BEDROS, and you will get half off. You will get free shipping. $1 of your order will go to Shriners Children's Hospital. And on top of that, you get a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So if you don't like the product, and we have yet to have anyone return the product, just let us know. We'll give you a full refund. And if you decide it is the best thing for you, like thousands of other people have, then stay on board to the Trulian Tribe. And every month, we will send you a new order for 30-day supply for 20% off, free shipping, and $1 from every one of those orders will go towards Shriners Children's Hospital, where we're going to do a lot of good together. So here's what I want you to do. Go to trulean.com, use my name, Bedros, to get 50% off your first order of the Subscribe and Save, and build your body, build your health, build your energy as we do a lot of good together. Now back to the show. When you think about it, the distractions are so much. Like when you think about, well, what kind of diet should I eat if I want to lose weight and get fit? Well, you know, there's the carnivore diet, there's the paleo diet, there's a vegan and vegetarian diet, there's the following the macros diet. There's a million diets, right? At the end of the day, you could research for months and end up putting another 15, 20 pounds on top of the 30, 40, 50 that you have to lose. Or you could just start restricting your calories, pick any one of those diets and stick to it consistently and start getting results. Because when you start seeing results, you start gaining momentum. When you gain momentum, some kind of new energy kicks in where there's no way you can stop. And that is what I think many of you are missing, man, because you focus on the whispers of life. You go into the weeds of trivial stuff that don't matter, and then you forget about the tiny little hinges that swing the biggest doors in your life. Those are the shouts. And so in your life, what really matters? I imagine your health, both physical and mental health, right? Think about it. There's probably 2 to 3 things you can do in those areas to develop better physical and mental health. Those are the shouts. That's it. Not the 20 or 30 different things, like what kind of morning routine you should have. Should you do sound bowls and journaling? Because if I don't journal and if I don't do sound bowls and if I don't do interpretive dance, and I'm not going to have the mental health that I want. Really? In the meantime, you're scrolling 3.5 hours every morning in bed on social media, feeling like you're missing out on everyone else's quality life, having a massive sense of FOMO, and then wondering to yourself why you ran out of time and you can't work on your nutrition, your training, and your mindset. Yet you try and do this long morning routine after that. What if you were to actually just wake up, shower, send out 3 gratitude text messages like I do, and drink 30 ounces of water, and then get to work on a list of things that are going to make you money. Forget social media in the morning. Work on the things that are going to make you money. Actually start marketing and selling your product or services. And what if You actually started working on your fitness and nutrition first thing in the morning, right? You started focusing on your workouts in the morning instead of in the late afternoon, where you don't have the willpower to go, where you're too tired to get after it. So maybe after you work 2 hours on your business and start figuring out how to make more money and financially transform yourself, then you hit the gym. I wake up at 4:30, I shower, clean up, get some protein in me, and I work for about 2.5, 3 hours. And by 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm in the gym getting after it. After that, I shower, come to HQ, and start serving my team and working with my clients, working more on my business. That's it. And then at night, I get to hang out with my kids and catch a workout with them and do fun shit, right? It's family time. The point of this is, it ain't that complex. It ain't rocket science. But when you start getting into the nuances of the things that you think matter when they really don't, those are all the whispers. And so whether it's in your health and fitness, whether it's in your mental health, whether it's in your financial freedom and business, whether it's in your relationship, there's probably 2 to 3 things that you need to do that are the shouts. Focus on the shouts, right? I heard Kevin O'Leary say this on Diary of a CEO podcast. I guess Kevin O'Leary worked with Steve Jobs from Apple at some point, and Steve Jobs called it noise and signal. He says in any organization, there's a whole bunch of noise, and it's kind of stacked up like this, and in between the noise, there's all these signals. He goes, I have mastered how to identify the signals that are going to move me forward, that are going to signal me forward to my desired outcome, and I extract those signals, put them on top, and work on those and ignore the noise. And he's absolutely right. And so if Steve Jobs did it then, and you know how big Apple is, you can take that same system, what I call whispers and shouts, and ignore all the whispers and focus on the shouts. Now, why do I share this? Because if you don't do this, you're going to find yourself week after week, month after month, year after year in the same spot, miserable, hoping that something changes, but constantly distracted and using social media and all the noise to escape your realities. And quite honestly, I think that's a stupid way to live. Because if at best you have 80 to 100 years on this planet, I'm guessing God has put some kind of purpose and passion in your heart. I'm guessing you have someone in your family who looks up to you, who wants to see you be an example and not a cautionary tale. Because you could either be an example of someone who followed their passion and their purpose and made it and succeeded and achieved it, or you're going to be a cautionary tale, right? And if you're a cautionary tale, that means, hey, I don't want to be like dad. I don't want to be like that guy. I don't want to be the guy that had the potential, that had the desire, talked a big game, but didn't really make it. And so myself, I want to be an example of great humanity. I want to be a 10 out of 10 in every category of life. It takes effort, but it also means I've got to shut out all the noise, turn off all the whispers, and focus on the 3 to 4 or 5 or 6 shouts in my life that are going to keep me fit and healthy, mentally stable, relationally strong, and financially stout. You can do the same thing, fellas, but the opposition does not want to see you win. That's the reality. That is why the distractions exist. That is why the noise exists. And that is why you're being bombarded with so many whispers trying to take you off your path. And it's for that reason that you've got to have so much discipline, focus, clarity, and consistency so that you can stay the course, even with all of those whispers trying to stop you from achieving your life's and your business goals. So with that said, guys, remember this. If you want to achieve success, happiness, health, better relationships, more money, focus on the shouts in life. And if you want me to help you do that, I'll help you for free. I want you to subscribe to the Domination Download newsletter. Just go to bedroskeuilian.com, and right there you will see the free newsletter. Over 200,000 people just like you, high achievers, entrepreneurs, people who want and expect more for themselves, are on the Domination Download newsletter, delivered to you every Sunday. Actual, tactical, in the trenches stuff that's working for my life, that's working for my fitness, that's working on my business, so that you can dominate your life too. And always remember this, that average is the enemy. Success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch. I'll see you next time.